Hello, my name is Yuri and I am a beginner at the Tableau Public, and I know how to make very basic charts that are super easy to make. They are easy and fast to make, and I will explain to you how to make this kind of chart with the pictures. This is a chart for all La Liga seasons. So this is the first season ever. Barcelona won that season. But I can also see all the other seasons. This is the last season where Real Madrid won. And also you can see this is the break in the seasons for La Liga. This is actually interesting because the break was not during World War II, it was just before. It was during this Spanish Civil War. But I've also made this kind of table for Holland, Portugal, Italy, France, England, and I can make a lot more. But right now I've only made these ones. And there's a thing I want to show you. It does function a bit slowly because I'm recording, so I'm using a lot of resources on recording. But as you can see, when I mark a crest like this, you can see that everything is transparent except the crest. That's how I want it to be, because then it looks fancy when you hover your mouse over it. Okay, so this is a circle. I really like that, and I don't like it when it has extra information. Here you can see all Holland seasons, and also I made it for full screen. You can also host it on your own site so that it will be nearly full screen right from the get-go without you having to push any buttons. But on their side, they have a lot of extra information that makes it hard to view the big tables. Also, I can the data I've used, it can make a lot of other charts too. For example, I've made this chart. It's a bit slow. It's slow because I'm showing a lot of data for all seasons at one time, and also because I'm recording. So you can see, for example, the last season Feyenoord won 26 games. Now you can see all games won. And of course you can show a lot of other information, but right, I told you I only want to show you how to make this kind of table. So first and foremost, you need to get a site where you can get some data to make charts from. So for me, I just use this site. Oops, it's actually called, you can't see it, but it's actually called worldfootball.net. I use it because I think it's fairly good, and it's simple to use, and it actually has a ton of data. I've used really a lot of data about players and goals and stuff like that to make very fancy charts. But right now you need league tables, so I just went to Europe and then found Spain, and then I found the first division in Spain, the highest division. And then you just start from the get-go. You go to the first season ever, and you can either copy all tables like this. You copy one at a time and paste them into Excel, or you can use a data scraper. And a data scraper can be used from a website. This is not installed. This is just a website. I just go to new extractor and then put in the website. And what it will do is that it will go to this site, and then I can mark this table. And then I can put in all the links for these links. I can put in these kind of links into the software. And then I go press scrape, and it will scrape this table. And then it will go to all the other links and try to find the same table and also scrape those tables. And then at the end, I can download a big Excel file. Oh, this is why it's slow. Damn it. Okay, now it'll be a bit faster. So manually or data scraping, you can also install an app to your browser like this one. then mark the table, and then tell the software that this is the next button. And then once you have marked the table and marked the next button, you just tell the software to scrape, and then you wait a few moments, and then you download the Excel file. And the Excel file will contain all the data you need. So let's go to Excel. Right now I've just copied the table manually. So when you paste it like this, right click and paste like this, now you only paste the numbers and letters and not the formatting, and I actually like that a lot. But as you can see here, it has done some calculations on this data and this data on I and K. So let's see, for I only wanted to paste text, and for K I only wanted to paste text. So now, even though this is a calculation, it will just see it as text, so it won't calculate anything. It won't divide 25 by 50. We'll just see it as text. And this is actually what we want. Then of course you have all these tables, but now I'll only work with one table. And you also need to give them headers like this. Placement or position. This is match. This is one. Draw, lost, stuff like that. And also you can delete this row, I think. Okay, now we have a problem because this is Barcelona. In the very first season they scored 37 goals and they conceded 23 goals, but there's a problem here because this is not some information we can use as numbers. We need to split these rows, and we can do it really fast. We need to give them a header first. Press this. Now I have selected all these numbers in this row, this column. Actually it's a column. And then I go to data, text to column, then I go to delimited, next. And then I choose the symbol I want to split this column with. Finish. Now I have used the symbol that was there to split these columns into two. So now I have scored and I have conceded. This is perfect. Now we can work with it. But there's a problem here because we need to combine all this data. We need to tell the software that will use this data that this is one season. This is the very first season of La Liga. Okay, I copy this information, paste it. Now this season has this mark. I can also delete all this. Did I do it right? Click here, Control X, and now this. Now after I have clicked Control X, H, I've gone to the Find and Replace menu, and then I find what? I find this text, and it doesn't matter what number is here or what letters are here. We just find all this, and there's all these random numbers here. And then I will replace this text with nothing. Let's see what happens. Okay, and there we go. I have replaced all this extra text with nothing. So now it will see it as a season. This is season 28 to 29. And I just do this for all the tables. And as I told you before, you need to data scrap. You don't need to copy it manually. But you can also copy data manually. It can also be an option for you. Now, what do we have? We have an Excel file. And I have loaded, as you can see, I have loaded this Excel file into the software called Tableau Public. It's a free software. So now you can see all the data I've pasted. And you can also see that I have the season here and position here and team here. I have headers and stuff like that. Now let's see, oops. There. Okay, I want it to look like this at the end, right? How do I do that? I go put in seasons, then I put in positions and team. Let's see why it does that. Because I have all these columns. Remember, I gave them headers like team and season or year or whatever you want to call it. And then whatever data you have, draw, goals against, goals for, and stuff like that, lost. So this software looks at these columns as numbers and these columns as information. So this is text information. We have text information here and numbers here. So now we go into seasons, and where do we want to put seasons? We can put them into columns. So seasons shown like this. As you can see, all these seasons are combined into one. We can also show them in rows. But this is not enough. We also want some information to be seen here. And let's see position. Okay, now we see all the positions combined for each single season. And this is not really interesting. You can also see all the goals combined, all the losses combined and stuff like that. But I actually want to split it up. Now I split it up into teams. But I can also split it up into shapes. So now all the positions are shown in shapes. And now I put teams into shape. And as you can see, this is perfect. Okay, now I've of course uploaded some pictures here. So now it can show Barcelona in the right positions. I will tell you how to do that later. But first I want to tell you that you can do a lot with this data. You can go, for example, you can do this. You can put year, position, team, sum. That's what I want to show in a row. And then at the columns here, I have put in the measure values. And then in measure values, I've just dragged and dropped lost, drawn, won, and then called them. This is super simple. And you can do a lot of this software and it's super fast. You just drag this information you have from the Excel file with the headers. You just drag the headers you made into different fields and then it will make some information for you, and you just upload it to a website. And I use the free version. That's pretty good. And I wanted to tell you how to get the pictures. Okay, you have all the team names. And you can just search for these team names on Google. What I like to do, actually, it's as you can see here, I have written a function called lower b2, lower this field. That's because I wanted only small letters, and that's because the software Tableau, it sorts different from Windows, so it will differentiate between small letters and big letters, and then it will try to sort words with a big letter first. For example, if you have a zebra with a big letter and then an apple with a small letter, it will put zebra first before apple. That's retarded, but that's what the software does. So I want to use these names. Then just sort A to Z, and now I can search for teams. Oh wait, I forgot this team. Yeah, it doesn't matter. I go to Google. And then I click the first link. That's a Wikipedia article. I go to the picture, I click more, because then I can select the size I want. I can get this size, this size. For example, this size. Is this okay? It's probably okay for what we need it for, right? The bigger sizes do take up a bit more space. So probably this is okay. We can also go slightly bigger than this one. And then we take the picture and put it into a folder called Documents, My Tableau Repository Shapes. This folder is created when you install the software, and then you create a folder here, and then you put in the pictures you want the software to see. So now drag and drop this image, and if I press F2 and Control V, I give it a new name. So now I've used the new name to search for it, and I've also had the new name in the copy section, so I just pasted it here. And then you do it with all the crests you need, and then put them into a folder. And then you go to the software and you do this, shapes, reload shapes, and then you find a folder. In this folder, Tableau folder, and then you select the folder, and then you assign palette. Then it will assign them by alphabetic order, so the order you put them into the folder, and gave them the name. For example, if this is named 1, this is named 2, this is named 3, or stuff like that, then it will be sorted by numbers. Or this is named something with A, this is something with B, this is something with C. And also remember to reset if you have used a lot of pictures, because I think this button resets it, so it deletes all the other pictures you used in other versions. And I don't know why it works this way, but I think it works this way. So you just delete all information. And you can also hide unused fields, so you don't upload them either if you have some fields that are unused. For example, if you have not used point information, you can hide it, and then you won't upload it online. You can also delete some of these sheets you have used here. For example, if you have used one Excel file for this information and then one Excel file for another worksheet, that's fine. But if you have uploaded some Excel files into the software but not used them, then you can just delete them from here, so you don't upload them. And of course you can also format stuff like this, make it darker or whatever. And you can also make sure you can click a team like this. Then now I have marked all by clicking one. And I can also tell it to show more information, show label. What I've done now? Oh, overlap. Yeah. Now it's showing me the position at the side when I click it. Oh, now only when I click it, highlight it. And then I can of course change text side. Okay, so now I can upload this, and everyone online from a website can just click one team and then see all the seasons. I can also go into worksheet, tooltips, and then delete, remove this because this is super irritating. And then I can tell it what it needs to show. So I give it this information, okay? And now when people hover over a team, they will see this information as I have told it to do. And of course we also have this, as I told you before. I'll probably remove these crests. I mean, this is not pretty in any way. This is also the first one I made, so this is the most ugly one. I've made the other ones a bit better, but I'm just using all this information for position, year, and team, stuff like that. I just reuse it. So I make new Excel files with new seasons and new teams, and then I just upload the new Excel file, and will show me it will use this information I put into here, and then it will just use a new Excel file for that. That's how I make new seasons super fast. Like in 2 minutes I can change all this data to another league completely. I just need the Excel files, and I need the Excel files to have the same headers. So they always need the same headers, because it will always just read headers. It doesn't matter what information is in there. And then of course I do the same with shapes. I just change the shapes, reset, and re-upload it. So it's actually super fast. It's super easy to do, and you can do a lot of other things that are a bit more complicated. And this is only the basics, and everyone can do this. If you can use a mouse, you can do this. You really don't need to use your keyboard at all. You can do all this with a mouse. And I think this was an okay presentation. I'll probably learn 10 new things tomorrow. Oh, you can also choose which numbers to show, stuff like that. As you can see, you can change a lot of small stuff to make it look a bit better. But at the very first time I did it, it actually was usable. I mean, it did create something I could use right away. Right when I put in the seasons and position and team, it did create something I could use. I just need the pictures, but then I can make it prettier and yeah, put in more information. For example, I've put in information for the seasons that were not played, the Spanish Civil War. I've just put in a year, but not put in extra information, so it will just show empty fields. I like that too. Yeah, that was all.